So my mom was a working hard woman, and she was barely not home at all. I always was staying with my grandparents. So, yeah. And as I was living with my grandparents, and my mom not being home, not seeing me till later on, like 8 o'clock in the 8 o'clock at night, and I was being like child abused, verbally abused, and I wasn't able to say what was going on in the household because I didn't have a voice. I didn't know how to speak and say, Mom, this is what I'm going through. This is what's causing me to act up. This is what's causing me to be the way I'm being. I was being verbally abused and mistreated all the time. And that's the reason why I couldn't be the person that God called me to be for that time, because I was going through a lot, and I would react in a different way with my body language and do other things that I should not do because I didn't know how to say that I need help or this is what's going through in a household. Because every time I got to my mom, they already put a bug in her ear that I did something bad, but instead of saying that they doing things to cause me to act this way, or they're verbally abusing me or mistreating me or not showing love or affection and just being there, you know? And you got to be really careful who you leave your children with and ask your children what's going on. When people are trying to tell you what's going on with your children, no, you ask them. You sit down and say, what's going on with you? Who's doing it to you? Or if you don't even know what to say to your child, go to God and ask God to reveal it to you in a dream or a vision. Ask him to show it to you, because our Father in heaven can do all things. He have restored me and my mom relationship. It took some time, but he has did it. And the enemy was attacked after me and my mom relationship because of our ministry, because of what God had called us to do to save nations and children and the youth, with parents that have been going through for years with the kids in the streets and they don't know how to get their child back. Call on Jesus. Pray to Jesus, and Jesus will come to your child rescue. You know what I'm saying? God came to my rescue.
And love that child to that child hell. 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 And the reason why I say that, because I remember one time me and my daughter, right? And you think you being me, you be like, get away from me, You see, get away from me. And so I had to that to my child one time, and I can say it's a testimony, and I have done that. And you gotta love your child to their hell, because they need that love. Don't mistreat someone. They need that love.
A hug,
to their
a kiss.
Hell. A kiss, don't, because they get you so upset. Sometimes they get you so upset, you be like, get away from me.
That's what the enemy wants you to do.
The enemy he wants us to turn against our children.
So your kid could turn cold.
Yes, so she don't show me love, she this and that, and you just feel so disgusted with them because the way they acting up, misbehaving in school and stuff. But that's why God wants us to be entrepreneurs and work. So we don't have to be leaving our child unsupervised with different people. We don't know what's going on, because we're not